back to my psychic ability series on YouTube. Alright, so the first ability I'm going to talk about is clairvoyance. Basically, it's the French word for clear seeing. And so basically, that ability is derived from what is referred to as your third eye, or your inner eye. I mean, you could even say, in a sense, that that's the same thing as the all-seeing eye that that you hear about, or that you see on the back of a dollar bill. To me, that's exactly the same thing. At least, from my perspective. But other people might say different things. But if not the same thing, as far as what other people say, it's very closely related, because to me that is your all-seeing eye. It allows you to see everything. It is also, to me, it's very important to have with that ability. It's very closely related to your intuition, because when all of your abilities work, in unison with each other, and what I mean is, as above, so below. So I'm saying, your psychic ability is basically going to match your physical abilities. So, with clear seeing, you're going to have clear hearing, you're going to have all that, which I will discuss later in other videos. But with the clairvoyance, an example of that is like just anytime that you can close your eyes, and you might remember this as a child, just being able to visualize something. But the way this works for me is basically it's more of a radar or an alert light. I've had mine open to the point of being able to see people's intentions, being able to read their thoughts, and I'm talking about seeing their thoughts. Like an example that would be, kind of like if you're reading like headlines like on a TV, that would come across my mind's eye, and I would see that. Or if someone's talking, you would see, if the person was talking and they were lying to you, you would see the truth come across. So it's a pretty profound thing to have. One thing that's good about that ability, especially like if you're doing readings, so that I do tarot on this channel, oracle readings, psychic readings, whatever. But it's good because sometimes you will see things, especially mine is more prominent when it comes to past life, doing past life readings. When I do those readings, I usually am shown that entity or that person when they were in a previous body in another lifetime. So I would see, for example, I could see someone that was an Egyptian, Egyptian pharaoh, or I might see someone that was a high priestess. It just depends how it comes. I've seen, some readings I've done, I've seen people, in their druid clothing or their attire. But, some of the best times that I remember seeing, where that third eye ability is coming, to help me in situations in life, is being able to see people's true intentions. Like if somebody's trying to run a scam on you, or say that you have people around you that you think that are, with a closed third eye, you may not see their true intentions. They might be trying to scam you, or they might have an agenda that's not, harmonious with yourself. They may be trying to use you or something like that. So you would see their true intentions as they're doing it. Or for me, I would see it after the fact, after it happens, or I would be made aware that way. I remember a situation one time where I was with a group of people, and the guy, we was over at this person's house or whatever, and the guy asked me over there because he didn't want me to go over to this one place where this girl was at, because he had his eye on her. So I sat over there the entire, I didn't go over there because he was kind of trying to put up, blocks to where he only wanted a shot with her, and I didn't have a shot with her, you know what I mean? So I remember, and this is also kind of closely related to retrocognition, where you see like a person's plan, like, something that's already been formulated in the present moment, but you see it after it's over. So I remember leaving that night, and all of it, just as soon as I left the situation, it all came to me like a puzzle. So I was able to see the guy's whole agenda from the thought process to everything. So that was pretty profound, and that showed me, it showed me that I was just there basically as a ploy. It was, so it shows me, it showed me at that time who I could trust. I've also seen situations where people are just running game on you, running scams on you, and you can, see it right then and there in the present moment. I mean, basically everything's the present moment. The whole past and future thing is more of an illusion than anything, because all it does is it's one big moment. It just keeps looping, just keeps going, Not so much as looping like, I guess you could say it's looping because it's more of just cycles repeating. You know, everything comes back around. But it's really cool because when you have your intuition, no one can, you know, when you have that connected with your intuition, no one can deceive you. You can just see it. But it really takes a lot of work. And to the point is that, you know, able to enhance that ability, meditation is the best way. I mean, you can clear it with stones, you can pray, you know, all that stuff helps too. But meditation, because basically meditation is clearing out, you know, it's moving stagnated energy. So with all the chemicals and stuff like that that's in food nowadays, and all of the Wi-Fi and, you know, energies around us, and, you know, people can send things to you and block your third eye off, but there's just so many things that can block it, you know, where it's not working. And most people's hasn't worked since puberty, you know, because they, you know, when you're a kid, a lot of that stuff shuts off because hormones come in, you know, you forget, you know, you grow up, you forget what's important sometimes, you focus on, you know, I remember when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was grow up, you know, so that, you know, because when you're a kid, you're told that you can't do this and you can't do that, and so you just want to grow up and be an adult, and then you forget what it's like to be a kid again, and then life, you know, sometimes becomes unhappy, you know. That's one reason doing these videos, because, you know, it's kind of the kid in me that's creating this, you know, creating these experiences, these videos to help other people out. And that's what it's about. I mean, if you think about a kid's intention, like when they draw a picture for their parents to, you know, describe certain stuff in their life or certain aspects in their life, you know, the kid wants to show it to their parents, to show how much, you know, I drew you this tree or whatever to make you feel special or make you feel happy when on a gloomy day. And that's the kid's imagination, you know, being service to others, working overtime, trying to, you know, change things. And he's, you know, and the child's using their abilities to do that. So there's just so many different ways they can manifest and work. But if you are interested in these psychic abilities, you know, or this particular ability, clear seeing, clairvoyance, meditation, of course, just like I mentioned, but also iodine supplements, and, you know, discretion is advised. You know, you definitely want to get a doctor's advice or a holistic practitioner. Do your own information. But for me, you know, what worked for me was, you know, I used to work in a health food store, so I learned and was trained and learned a lot of stuff, and iodine is one of the things. You know, it basically is in the same category as fluoride and bromide. And fluoride has been known, there's a lot of information on the internet about fluoride, how it, you know, blocks your pineal gland, your third eye, and it calcifies, you know, and keeps you from being able to see. And you'll know if it's blocked because if you decide to, you know, open it up, it'll hurt, it'll throb, you know, you'll feel a lot of different things. And one of the culprits of that is definitely not so much as fluoride in water. I mean, it can, but I mean, you know, where we live, we still have fluoride in our water, and it doesn't really affect you that much. It's more of the chemicals in the food, things like that. But the main thing that I've noticed is fluoride in toothpaste. And if you have the silver fillings, you know, fillings in your teeth, get rid of them, because they definitely block stuff up, and they, you know, you do your own research, but, you know, they can make you crazy and make you have all kinds of mental issues and things like that, because basically when you have, you know, something within your being that is not supposed to be there, especially metal, which, you know, metals are conductors of energy, so if you have that in your teeth, you know, it'll send certain signals to your brain, it can make you go haywire. So that's one thing. I got all mine taken out, and I've got like white fillings in now, and I can tell the difference in my intuition, my, you know, foresight, my forethought, everything. So it's definitely something that you should, you know, look into if you're invested into these abilities. Now, when it does open, and I tell a lot of people, it's not something that you just want to open by itself. You want to do it through meditation and allow it to open on its own. If like that's the only thing that you care about, you know, and I'll give you an example. I had somebody contact me years ago, and they were saying, you know, they wanted to know how to open it, like their boyfriend or whatever was obsessed about opening it. And it's like I told them, if you just open it without, you know, doing everything in a synchronistic way, in line with one another, then, you know, you can see things. It can make you go kind of or make you appear or feel like you're crazy, because you can be seeing things and be ungrounded and not prepared. So it's meant to work. All your chakras and your abilities and things like that are supposed to work in harmony, in unison with one another. And if you just go straight to that and start working on that, well, I mean, it just depends who you are. I mean, everybody's experience is different. I can just tell you what I've learned, what I've read, and what I've experienced. And I can tell you, having your third eye open and not being grounded, you'll feel really spacey, and like you'll catch yourself staring at people and objects, and you just look like something's wrong with you, And this is my own perception of myself, but it's like, not only can you see through others and see their inner intentions, you can see yourself through them. And that probably sounds crazy, but I mean it's the truth. It's just you'll never know or relate to what I'm talking about unless you've had that done, or unless you've experienced it. So judge not unless you've dealt with it. But it can also help you, like I was talking about reading cards earlier. It can also give you more insight, because you'll get more information through your third eye. Like, say an example would be if you're doing a reading on someone, say someone's passed away, and you're doing a reading that way. It can come to you like in newspaper clips or articles, or say videos or headlines. It can come across like that. I'm trying to think of another way, another example. Oh, I remember one time it came to me, and I think I mentioned this in another video, but I think it was in the intro, the very first video I did. But I remember when I was really, really in tune to people, like all the time, like doing this work all the time. And this, what I mean by that is doing like constant energy work. Like, I do energy work now every single day, some form of cleansing, meditation or something. But this was like I was obsessed with it. So I, with this practitioner, and she opened it, she used Reiki in a wand that she had, like a quartz wand, and she sat there and focused her intent and her energies on my third eye and opened it, and then I could see people's, thoughts. But I remember being able to see people's intentions, like, like with emojis. Like, for example, if someone contacted me and they were angry, I would be shown a devil emoji, or an emoji that was just mad, fiery, steam blowing out the ear or something like that. Or if it was someone trying to be seductive, I would see the devil emoji. So it was, not that that's a bad thing. Devil meaning like lust or your lower emotions, not so much as the actual devil, or what the archetype of what people think that is. But just represent your lower self, your animal self. So that's basically what I have for you and my perspective on clairvoyance. It's definitely worth it. Like I said, meditate when it opens. It's been said that if you meditate for at least 30 days and do it like in a ritualistic way and keep on doing it, that your psychic abilities will definitely come online, and I can confirm that. So thanks for watching, and this is Metaphysics, and that's my perspective. Thank you.